So let's talk about my dream car. Now, there's a lot of aspirational cars out there, right? Bentleys, Mercedes, Ferraris, Lamborghinis, Cosiniag. There's a lot of great aspirational cars out there, but for me, it's the Lotus Esprit. And see, back in my formative years, I remember James Bond driving one. I remember the heartbreak when it blew up in one movie. And it's always been there for me. It's always something I've desperately, desperately wanted. A lightweight sports car that started in 1976 with, I think, 160 horsepower, and by 1996 they'd managed to cram a V8 engine into it, down-tuned to 350 horsepower so it didn't tear up the gearbox. Rounded, beautiful. It was just the perfect car, and what I would draw, as a kid. And it's always been my dream vehicle, in spite of the fact I remember fondly Magnum PI and his Ferrari 308, or even the A-Team in their van. It's always been the Lotus Esprit for me. What surprised me is I kind of missed the boat on it. I've never owned one. And about 15 years ago, I remember looking around and realizing that my dream car could be had for about $14,000. And I should have bought one. But I didn't. I didn't have the space for it, to park it, to care for it and love on it and keep it running. So I was actually on Auto Trader earlier and noticed that, looking around the U.S., that they started about $33,000, $34,000 for a used one, and it goes up from there. So I kind of missed the boat on getting a really inexpensive one, but it's of the aspirational, supercars that are out there, certainly from that era, still pretty affordable. And from what I've read, a lot of times it can be pretty reliable if you love on it a little bit. So that's it for today. That is my dream car, and if I ever have a large garage with a workshop attached where I could afford to import parts for it, that would be my car. Now, Lotus, of course, has changed hands numerous times. They're not selling the Esprit anymore, but I keep holding out that maybe they will. Maybe they'll redesign it and they'll bring out something that'll be another affordable supercar, and maybe I'll be right there in line for it. So tell me your thoughts below. What's your aspirational vehicle? What's your dream car? And what do you think of the Lotus?